Hey, y'all. Hey, welcome to the Joys of Loss podcast, where we acknowledge, accept, and address our major life transitions so that we can learn better, love better, and live better. Since we won't make it out alive, let's have a divine time. And remember to always stay wild. I am your host, Zan Washington, and this is episode 11. All right, episode 11. Yay! I'm so excited. This is really such a cool thing that I've been doing this podcast. I think that if there's something that you want to do, just do it. No, it hasn't already turned out the way that I thought it would. I'm a real planner. I'm a real scheduler. And at first, the momentum, the energy that I had, my generator energy, which is a little human design there for you. I'll talk about that eventually, but I'm really into human design. And, it's like I can really have these bursts of energy, and then I can have some of these lulls. Yeah, but I'm really excited that I'm still keeping up. Recording hasn't been like every week, but it's been good enough to where we've been able to put out an episode every week. So clearly we've been able to make it happen. So go me. So shout out to me on that. All right. So what's so interesting about doing this podcast, especially with it being called The Joys of Loss, that I really am healing in real time, to even get to this point of doing the podcast. I feel like, actually, I know that I was doing a lot of self-awareness, self-check-ins, just understanding who I am, embracing who I am, and really figuring out how to love myself. And that's what I'd have to say probably healing is figuring out how to love yourself in spite of. Right? In spite of the things that you do. And this podcast, talking about different topics, it's been so freeing for me because it's like I have all these things in my brain and all these thoughts I've had in my brain. And so now that I have this creative outlet to put them out, now it's like more room in my brain to think about other stuff. But it's also created room for me to think about things that have been a result of the things that I've gone through in my life. And so it's brought up new things and new emotions. And it's honestly really comforting because it just lets me know that I'm always growing and that I am so present, because when the new things come up, I just feel them. And it feels really, really good knowing that that's how I take care of myself. To me, that's self-care. That when the new things come up, that when feelings come up, I stay in it. And as Brene Brown says, shout out to Auntie Brene, I know you don't know me, but fellow Houstonian, and I'm saying it out loud, I look forward to meeting you. And I'd love to talk to you one day. So if anybody wants to hook a sister up with meeting Brene Brown, I'll take it. All right. But I have just been binge watching a lot of her other interviews lately. And yeah, I'm just really being able to process fully what she says about just being courageous and being brave, and when things get uncomfortable, or that conversation gets cringy, or you're just like, do I say this? And it's like, yeah, I do. So today we're going to talk about the cringy thing of, someone dies. What do I say? And that is something I hear so many people talk about when we talk about, when I talk about this podcast, or talk about or meet other people when they've gone through different losses or different things. A lot of times people are just like, oh, I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't want to do the wrong thing. And my whole thing is that more than likely, you probably did. You probably did, and you probably are. And we just have to release this whole thing of trying to find the right thing to say. There is no right thing to say. You know why? Because you can't bring the person that died back. So there's that, So when you embrace that, then leave it at that, So I'm going to use this time to just provide a few suggestions of some things not to say or do in my experience. I can't speak for everybody that's lost somebody. You know what I'm saying? But I have talked to a lot of people that have lost people, and I feel like we're in kind of a little agreement, because we just feel it. And I think if you just really sit here and think, maybe I probably shouldn't say that, after I'm giving you a few of these things. Maybe you might agree with me, maybe you won't, but I mean, why not? This is my podcast, so I can say whatever the hell I want to say. Shout out to that. All right, so I'm gonna start with the number one, because that, most people do this whole countdown. It's like TRL, Video Soul. Yes, I took it back to Video Soul. Love Video Soul, by the way. Good times. But yeah, the whole countdown of these videos things. Oh yeah, 106 & Park, since we're doing music videos. Anyway, the whole countdown, 10, 9, whatever. No, fuck that. We're going straight to number one. The number one, y'all. Just try this. Unless the person that has lost somebody has literally asked you, what was it like when you insert blah, 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 blah? Do not just bring up when something similar happened to you, or even if the same thing. Like, don't. Okay, let me just dive into that. It's like this, y'all. I'm going to give you an example. All right, so like that first major loss I had with River, all right? Most of the time, especially with losing a baby and with people with the whole like stillbirth thing, because a lot of people don't necessarily understand the difference with stillbirth and miscarriage and like infant loss. And so a lot more people have like miscarriages than they do stillbirth, just statistically wise. So most of the time, people just make the comparison to a miscarriage. So people could find out, I had the stillbirth, or I told somebody or whatever. I was very vocal about it. And it's like, yeah, so when I had my miscarriage, and it's like, I didn't ask. And I mean, like, right away, you're wanting to talk about your situation. And the thing is, I do think that there is somehow this beautiful art of building the connection and being able to share like what happened to you and to be able to connect. Because I do think that people are just genuinely trying to connect, or just trying to say, I understand how you feel. But here's the thing, is that we aren't another person. So yes, we can understand and like say that we felt something similar, but like, we aren't them. So maybe saying, I understand how you feel, but not saying like, I know how you feel, because you don't. You don't function in their shoes. You don't walk in their shoes every day. So just saying, I know how you feel I don't think we should say that language. I think it's just like, man, I know that I'm not you, but I understand. I can understand what you're going through. But I just think that because so many people are hurting in their lives, and the way that we deal with loss majority of the time is to just keep living, right? Instead of sitting in those feelings, letting it provide, take the rose-colored glasses off of life, forcing us to really deal with things, or if other issues start coming up because of this thing, like actually addressing it head on and accepting it and acknowledging it, and letting our life go into the beautiful journey of unfolding something else and blooming and blossoming into something else. Because we don't necessarily do that, and most people just have their sorrow, sad moment, and then they just keep going because they gotta keep going. And that's how they deal with it. That the connection is honestly that someone else's loss has triggered you or made it to where you're probably like, oh man, like, yeah, that happened to me. And that's how you connect to a human being. But what you're doing is making it about you. And don't do that. If they're the person that has lost somebody at the time, it's about them. It's about them. All right? So this was during the memorial service of my daughter, River. And I mean, literally after the service where we did it outside, and people are coming up to me talking about when they lost a baby. Y'all, I don't give a shit when you lost your baby. Respectfully. But I don't. Right now, I lost my baby. And it's about me. That's it. It's about me, y'all. It's about me. It's about me. It's about my husband, Alex. It's about us. It's our kids' memorial. That's it. And my mother's, when I lost my mom. You have your moments, or like I'm talking to different people, even other family members, like even afterwards, it's just like, man, like I'm still dealing with my mom. Like I don't want to do this thing, or I'm upset about that. It's just, I'm really hurting about my mom. And then it's like, then they go into their situation. And it's like, but you're asking me how I'm doing. And we're talking about me. Like, just keep it about me. Like, just keep it about that present thing right there. It's funny because it's like, I'm talking like this is about to be a countdown. I'm about to just talk about this one thing. This thing. If y'all could fix this one thing, if people could do this one thing, just breathe and connect with the fellow human that has lost something. But it's hard to do that because you don't do that for yourself. You don't breathe yourself in and feel your pain. So it's probably just unfathomable to sit and just be uncomfortable in their pain. And I'm not saying that like you don't get to, your connection could be that you lost your mom too, or you lost your baby too, or, you know, whatever. Or that you've lost somebody. Like, we've all lost something and been through something. But it's like, my main thing was like, if it's my loss right now and we're talking about me, like, I'm the bride of this funeral. You feel me? I'm the bride of this funeral. And so it's okay. And if I were to say, which I've done, I've gone back to friends that I know they lost their mom and been like, man, so like, how are you dealing with it? And it ends up being a beautiful, great conversation that we're having. Like, because I asked. And here's the deal. Maybe even if you asked a person, like, you know, I've gone through something similar. If you ever want to talk about it, you know, just let me know. How about that? Instead of just volunteering and taking over the conversation. And then it's like the person who's currently in the lost position, now we got to comfort you. Like, did you ever think of that? That now we got to comfort you in our sorrow? And it's not cool, y'all. Like, it's not fun. Like, just feel me. It's fine to even come up to me and just be like, man, you know what? That's fucked up. And it's right. It is. Loss sucks. Y'all, I just want us to connect. Breathe and connect. But the thing is, you have to connect with you. Do you feel you? Do you feel your pain? Please sit and take care of you. Deal with your stuff. Because we don't need to keep putting it on other people, especially when it's about them. And more specifically, in their time of sorrow. That isn't a time to talk about you. It's a time to sit and be like, you know what? Yeah, I've been through something similar. Would you like to talk about it? Or let me know when you want to talk about it. Call me anytime. Even if it's months from now, hit me up. What do you need? Is there anything that I can do? Or even if it's just like you want to sit and talk, or you want to just sit in silence. You need any errands for me to run? Want some food? Maybe that. Grief and loss is just different for everybody, and everybody handles it in a different way. And so maybe they don't want you doing anything for them. Maybe they want to just sit in their room and just be there. And that's okay. It's like, what do I say when someone dies? It's not about what you say, y'all. It's about what you feel. Do you feel them? Can you feel them? And if you feel them, then it's like, feel it and then go from there. Like, man, this is awful. And not just like, I'm so sorry. Because it's like, you didn't do it. I mean, unless you did, but you didn't do it. So it's like, is there anything I can do? It's like, nah, you can't bring my baby back. You can't bring my mom back. Nah, I don't know what you could do. And it's like, that's okay too, that there's nothing to do. Just feel. And even be open to the fact that they're about to change for the rest of their lives. Like, you are witnessing someone's transformation, that they will never be the same again because of this loss. And that's what we got to feel. That's what we got to be open to. Because what if they don't want to do the same things? What if they don't want to hang around the same people? What if they're just completely anew? And that's the part that we have to be open to and understanding of, and give grace and just feel. So think, y'all, think. Think and feel before you say anything. Like, just be like, like, how am I feeling, because of this? And sometimes it's like, you may not need to say anything at all. That is an option. That is an option, y'all. All right? It's okay to not say or do anything. Send them a positive thought. Y'all, the energy that we create in our minds, I know that I've gotten opportunities because of people's positive thinking for me. Their prayers, their thoughts. I know that has sent something that's made me smile. Just feel, y'all. Just feel. And stop bringing up your stuff when it's about them. And especially understanding that, like, each loss is different. And, like, comparing, it's like that trauma bonding stuff. We want to compare the grief, right? So it's like if I lost my mom, and then you're like, like when I lost my dad. But it's not, especially if you don't have that kind of relationship. Like, if we're friends and we have that, that's a total different thing. But even then, like, just stop and feel first before we just, like, volunteer the immediate thing of, like, this is how, like, I just need them to know that, like, I've been through this too, and da-da-da-da. It's like, they're struggling, like, or however they're feeling. They're trying to deal with their feelings. They're trying to deal with their new life now, because their life is not the same. Y'all, just feel, people, please. Just stop, think, and feel. That's it. What do you do? What do you say? Stop, think, and feel. That's it. Stop, think, and feel. All right? So, I'm going to do a little book divination again. You know what? I'm just going to pick some random numbers like I did last time, and pick a random, I'm going to pick a random number. Let me see. Random number. I'm thinking 44. Okay, 44. I'm going to turn to page 44. Oh, and this book is A Guide to Answering Your Soul's Callings and Working Your Light. It's called Light is the New Black by Rebecca Campbell. Light is the New Black by Rebecca Campbell. Oh, and the stone that I'm holding right now is rose quartz. And it was a beautiful gift for me from Rome. So I had somebody that went to Rome and thought of me and brought me back a stone. I'm so cool. It was so, I just felt so good. So, and rose quartz is like my absolute, probably like myself in a stone if I had a stone. So yeah, rose quartz, and then it's a heart shape. So, okay, so I'm turning to random page 44. 44, 44, 44. People came from afar to bask in her light. People came from afar to bask in her light. I feel that. I feel that. You know, that makes me think of like my mom's funeral. And there were so many people there. I was really surprised how many people really showed up. And that part was so beautiful. And like, even for the people that didn't make it, just I know the thoughts and things that I got, the messages I got. And, you know, it was nice, like seeing people, you know, with this lost stuff. I know we can't say things right all the time. And I know like there's so many things that are tough and hard. But like, I think that's what I mean by like stop, think, and feel, because just bask in the light of like the person that's lost something. Help them see their light. Reflect on the light of the person that was lost if you knew them. I really don't think that people have like some real ill intent. You know, I mean, I know some people do because some people just are like that, but I know people are doing their best. But all I want to do is just to challenge you to maybe do a little better, you know? Maybe just try a little better, and maybe try better for you. Because if you trying better for you, then the default is you're going to be better for other people. And that's why I always say, bring it back to you. Don't put you on other people. Take care of you. Because if everyone was responsible for themselves, oh man, this world, would be fabulous. It is fabulous, but it would be fabulouser, more fabulous. There we go. More fabulous. Thanks for the reminder. It was hard, and people don't say the right things, but I am truly grateful for the trying, the gifts, the thoughts that people have given me through my losses. And I just want to say I'm grateful for y'all. So I'm not trying to tear y'all down, beat you up, you know. I just want us to feel us more. You know what I'm saying? I just want us to connect more and just do a little better in the world. But I love y'all. And since we won't make it out alive, let's have a divine time. And remember to always stay wild. All right, I'll see y'all next week, next Wednesday, 12:34 Central Standard Time. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, 5-star review, and stop, think, and feel. Love y'all. Bye.